Welcome to HueFin News. Today is December the 2nd, 2017. This is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis where we are giving you guys the news according to the charts, and we do this by looking at the price bars and the volume, and it is the emotion of the markets that we are looking at to try to gauge price prediction as well as price movements. And if you guys continue to watch these videos, you guys can see how accurate we are in our predictions into telling the emotions of the market. And I can say that the trading for today was not the type of result that we would expect given the fact of the particular precursors of strength bar that we saw on yesterday, and the volume as well is not back into particular move higher. And a lot of these altcoins, including Bitcoin today, did not move as far as we expected, and that can be expected as well for the fact that it just shows us that the market overall is not necessarily giving us that precursors of strength. And it doesn't mean that it can switch on in the next couple hours or even on tomorrow, but just right now at the moment, the market for the overall cryptocurrency space is not overly excited about higher prices. You also can see by the market cap that just a small amount of money left out the market. Yesterday, the amount of the market cap was at 330 billion, and today's at 329. So it kind of shows you that the market is kind of relaxed right now, that it's just coasting. It's not necessarily eager to move higher and also to move lower. You guys can see that Bitcoin is still up 1%. Ethereum is down 0.5%. Bitcoin Cash is down 1.43. Ripple is down as well, almost 0.5%. Dash is down 2.16. Litecoin is up 1.28. Bitcoin Gold is down 4%. IOTA as well is down 1%. Cardano is up 2.56. Monero is up 5.70. Ethereum Classic and Neo are both down respectively, almost 1 to 2%. So before we get started, you guys know that we at HueFin News are not investment advisors, and we are not giving you all investment advice. So you guys can see that Bitcoin is up 0.82. Last trade was at $10,926, and the market for Bitcoin on today, it moved higher all the way back up to and around $11,200. But the market is not necessarily giving us any precursors of strength, especially for the fact that it came all the way up to 11,200 and then closed towards the open of the bar. So the overall interest in higher prices at the moment is not there for Bitcoin. You guys can also see as the market is moving higher in price that the volume is not backing higher prices as well. So those are both indications that the overall market for Bitcoin is not necessarily that strong. And if we move to a smaller time frame, we can see if Bitcoin is going to move lower, where it runs the probability to come in touch. So you guys can see that $10,600 could be the area of support for Bitcoin. You would expect to see it to come and find some support around 10,600. But you guys can see how the market found support on this particular bar around 10,800. If we get any support around that area, then Bitcoin can definitely go all the way back up to 11,002. But if we don't, we might find that support around 10,600. And if not that, the market come back down to 10,400. And you guys can see that the volume is drastically being reduced right here around this area, and the market is giving us more stockpile on each of these bars. The market is just coming back just to trade around that $11,000 to $10,800, which kind of tells us that the interest in high prices right now is not there. So we will be saying that Bitcoin runs the probability of moving lower, and we're looking for 10,800 or 10,600 originally. But if the market is overly weak, then it can come all the way back down to 10,400. Okay. But the moment that we do see volume backing these price bars, then Bitcoin would definitely move back up towards 11,400, just like it did on these two bars here. So now let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum is down 0.68. Last trade was at $456.64. So again, the market did shoot higher on today, came all the way up to $472. But the interest in higher prices is not there at the moment for Ethereum as well. As same thing with Bitcoin, the volume is not backing this move neither. So it tells us that the market participants aren't interested in these prices at this time, or at least moving higher for Ethereum. So the best that we can say for Ethereum is that at least it's going to move sideways, okay? And that sideways trading action is going to be maybe back up to $470 and definitely $450. It might even come all the way down to $440, given the fact that the volume or these price bars are not precursors of strength bars. The market is getting weaker. We are getting stockpile on these bars, and the volume is not being shown or reflected to show interest in higher prices. So definitely in the short term, it looks like Ethereum as well is going to be moving lower, and we're looking for $450 to around $440 initially for Ethereum to come in touch. So now let's go to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is down 2.89%. Last trade was at $1,393.70. So Bitcoin Cash, look at the volume for Bitcoin Cash. It is extremely light compared to the last 4 trading days. So obviously at this time, the market is not interested in higher prices, but it is good to see that the spread of this bar for today is a lot smaller than the last 4 or 5 trading days. So obviously interest in higher prices is not there, but as well, the momentum to move Bitcoin Cash lower is not there as well. So we need to see what is going to occur for Bitcoin Cash over the next couple hours. You guys can see a slow downtrend occurring for Bitcoin Cash, and it might come all the way back down to 1360, and hopefully we can find that support there. But the interest in higher prices as well for Bitcoin Cash is not here. We are getting bars that are closing lower than the previous bar, which all are indications that the market is giving us precursors of weakness. So Bitcoin Cash runs the probability of coming back to 1360. And even if the market is giving us more weakness, Bitcoin Cash can come all the way to $1,340, $45 if we get more volume backing the move lower as well. But definitely we're looking for Bitcoin Cash to move lower too. So now let's go to Ripple. So Ripple is down 1.39%. Last trade was at 24.5 cents. And this is a trial run bar that we are seeing for Ripple. And usually we need to get that confirmation on the next trading day to see if the buyers are in control. The volume is also light, which is a pretty good sign on a trial run bar, because we're just trying to see how much sellers are in the market, and the volume is light kind of tells us that there's not that much selling in the market. So Ripple can move higher, but it also can move lower if the market participants are not interested in higher prices. So we can't necessarily give you guys an analysis because we like to wait and see what is the outcome on a trial run bar. You guys can also see that the volume is decreasing as Ripple was moving higher. And the best that we can at least say for Ripple at this time is that it will move sideways. And that could be in between 25.5 cents all the way back down to 23 cents. But we're not going to give you guys an analysis. We're just going to stand on the sidelines and see what is going to occur for Ripple on tomorrow. So now let's go to Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 1.35%. Last trade was at $99.15. So Litecoin did move higher from our analysis and went all the way up to $104, but it got hit with stockpile. The volume is also kind of average compared to the last 2 days. So the market for Litecoin is giving us more strength than Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. But given the fact that we have stockpile on today's price bar, it runs the probability of moving lower as well. So I'm gonna look at a 1 hour bar chart, and we can see that $100 is definitely a resistance area for Litecoin. The last 3 hour bars, you guys can see, you guys can tell that the volume is definitely backing the move lower, but the market is not necessarily moving that low. It may come all the way back down to and around $96 in the short term, but if we find some precursors of strength right here around 98, then definitely Litecoin will move higher from that point. But if not, then expect it to come at least to $96, in or around $96. Okay. And in order for Litecoin to move higher, we will need to see a push to go a bar past that $100 resistance area. If we do not get that, then Litecoin will not be moving higher. And a push to go up bar needs to have volume backing that particular move as well. But definitely we're not seeing any precursors of strength in Litecoin at the time. So now let's go to Dash. So Dash as well is down 2.70%. Last trade was at $766.91. Same thing with Dash. The volume is extremely light compared to the last 3 trading days, which tells us that the interest in the prices from yesterday is not there on today. So that's why the market moved lower and closed lower than the close from yesterday. So the market can either be taking a break right now before it resumes getting higher prices, or the interest in higher prices is totally not there and the market will move lower. But given the fact that we had on the 29th and the 30th of November high volume with very widespread, and then the next day the volume is completely light, and we didn't get any follow through from yesterday's trading, is telling us that the market is definitely giving us more weakness than it is strength at this time. So looking at the 3 hour price chart, the market is just simply trading sideways, and it's coming all the way back to and around $795, and it gets hit with stockpile and the market moves lower. And as you guys can see, the market is not moving higher, it's just simply trading sideways for the time being. And if it moves lower, it can definitely come right back down to $740 or even $720 in the short term. But if the market is definitely not interested in higher prices, it could come all the way back down to $680. So now let's go to Neo. So Neo is down 1.35%. Last trade was at $35.27, and we told you yesterday in our video that if we do not get a push to go up bar to break through $36, that Neo will not be moving higher. And you guys can see that it tried to break through $36 and it wasn't successful. It closed lower than high yesterday, and the volume was also lighter today than what it was on yesterday or the last 2 or 3 trading days. So the market was not here today. The market, the buyers, the traders, the sellers was not in the market on today because the volume is definitely not showing it's not showing itself. And that could mean that something huge is about to happen in the cryptocurrency space, that they are leery and that they're not necessarily trying to invest or place more capital in the market than what need be. So the market is not participating today, and that's what the light volume represents. So The market can come back lower. Since the fact it did move lower, we will look at a smaller time frame to see where NEO can possibly come and trade. So it can definitely come right back down to $34 in the short term. And given the fact that we had this precursors of strength bar and the market did not give us confirmation of it, tells us that the market is still giving us more precursors of weakness, and it can come all the way back down to $30 as well if the market is giving us the volume to back to move lower. So that's going to be our analysis for NEOs, for them to also move lower. So now let's go to Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic is down 4.11%. Last trade, $29. So again, with just like all the other altcoins and Bitcoin as well, the market did not give us the follow through or the confirmation of the precursors of strength yesterday. Now, yes, it did move higher. It moved all the way up to $30.75, but obviously the market closed lower than the close of yesterday, and we will see how low can Dash move. I'm sorry, how low can Ethereum Classic move. So now Ethereum Classic can definitely come all the way back down to $28 in the short term. But if we continue to get weakness, $27 is definitely that support resistance area for this cryptocurrency. And as the market is here, the volume is decreasing as it is staying around that $29 area. And also we got more stockpile on this completed bar. So it's also giving us more signs of weakness at the time. And we will be expecting Ethereum Classic to move lower as well. And $28 to $27 or even $26 are all probable areas that Ethereum Classic can come and find support. So now let's go to the last one, which is Monero. So you guys can see one of the different things with Monero on today compared to the other altcoins that we analyzed. They are up 8.11%. Last trade was at $204.70. And this is pretty much the only cryptocurrency that closed higher than the previous trading day. And the volume is also backing this particular move. So Monero is actually giving us the follow through that we want to see for cryptocurrency to continue to move higher. And just as the market is moving higher now, we will be expecting Monero to at least come to the high from the 29th or even move higher to all-time highs once again, for the fact that the market moved lower on today and was able to close towards the high of today's bar. Tells us that the interest in higher prices is still there for Monero. And we also got the volume backing today's move. It is more volume than what occurred on yesterday's. So the market is actually being active in Monero at this time. And you can see that the last 3-hour bar is what caused Monero to move higher. And it came right back to that $200 and it closed higher. And the market currently is moving higher with a push to go up bar. This is a precursor of strength. And with that, we will be saying that Monero will at least probably come back to 208 or make all-time highs again. We're not seeing any precursors of weakness in Monero at this time. So that's why our analysis for them will be to continue to move higher. Now, if it moves lower, it might come right back to $200, or it can ultimately come all the way down to $192 if the market is going to switch over into a market of selling. Okay. I do like the fact that it might come to 195, 196 because we have a lot of business being transacted right there around that price range. So Monero can definitely come to that area as well. But this is the only cryptocurrency that we are forecasting to possibly move higher on tomorrow. The other ones, the best that they might do is move sideways, but given the charts that we saw today, it's definitely giving us precursors of weakness, and just telling us that the interest in higher prices is not there. So that's all we have for today. We have shown you guys which cryptocurrency is giving us more precursors of weakness, and that should probably trade sideways or even lower on tomorrow. And Monero, which is still giving us precursors of strength at this time, should move higher as well in the trading day. That is all we have for today, guys. Continue to watch these videos. We do have a video out there called just some of the basics, because I know I sent out some terminologies on today's video that you may not understand. You guys can check out that video to get the definitions of the words that I use consistently on this channel. And I told you guys all the time that it's not all inclusive. It's like learning a new language, right? So there's a lot more into it rather than getting the definition of a couple of words that we use on this channel in order to be proficient at the understanding of the language of the markets. So check out that video just to give you a little tidbit of the language that is being used in the financial markets. We give you that there on that video. Appreciate all the new subscribers, guys. Continue to subscribe, make sure you like, and if you guys got any questions or comments, go ahead, leave them in the comments section and we will try to respond to them as well. So guys, stay profitable, and I will talk to you all later.